Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Sunday, April the 24th. We do have another 4-game slate on Sunday, so a little bit of a bigger slate than what we've had, the last few days. During the week, we only had 3 games, but we got 4 games on the weekend. We're going to talk through 4 plays I like for today. I was able to find 4 props that did stand out. There is a lot that I do like on this board. There's a lot of props up right now. Pretty much every game, I think we have props posted for every single game, all 4 games today. And I was able to find 4 that I did really like. So as always, guys, we're going to talk through these 4 props, share why I like them. In the end, you guys can choose how you want to play these props. If you want to take all 4 and do one entry with all 4, you can do that. That's usually what I do. You can also mix and match them, which is kind of the safer way to go. You could take 2 of the picks, do a 2-pick. You could take 2 of the other picks, do a 2-pick with those. That way, even on the days where maybe we don't get every pick right or maybe we miss a couple, you could still win some money back. And lately we've been missing a few each day. I'll be honest, this week has just been completely terrible. Since the beginning of the week, since Monday, Monday up until today, Sunday, it's just been a complete shit show. I don't know if it's me just making bad decisions, if I'm just wrong, but I really feel like these games have just been weird. There's foul trouble every night. There's blowouts lately. Guys just aren't playing up to their standards. I just don't know what's going on right now with props and stuff, but it's definitely gotten a lot tougher. The lines have gotten really sharp. We'll talk through the 4 plays I gave out Saturday. We'll hit those real quick. We did go 2-2 on the 4 plays we gave out Saturday. We hit the over on Tobias Harris rebounds. That was one that was pretty much no sweat there. He had 7 rebounds in the first half and went over his projection. And then we did also hit the over on Karl-Anthony Towns points. Had a lot of people in the comment section of the video giving me shit about that one, not wanting to bet on Cat. And I kind of understand because he had been so bad the last 2 games, but when it comes to player props, man, when it comes to sports betting, DFS, whatever it may be, you're looking for the most inefficient lines, whatever. It doesn't matter who the player is. There's never people want to say, oh, I can't bet this guy because he's lost me so much money. That just you can't have that mindset. At the end, if Giannis is a guy that you never get right and his points prop is 20.5 for today, then you're betting that. It doesn't matter if you never get Giannis right. That's just a bad line. So in the end, you kind of have to look for the best lines possible. If it's a player that has killed you lately, you can't let it get to you. And I was pretty high on Karl-Anthony Towns. I expected him to bounce back. I didn't think he was going to continue to play as bad as he had been. We've seen a long history of Cat being a really good player, a really good scorer. And he came out and scored 33 points on Saturday night. So went over his projection. We did hit that with the Tobias Harris rebounds. Unfortunately, though, Kevin Durant fantasy points came up short once again. That's a pick that I've continued to play and continued to burn me. And I already know I think they play again on Monday, the Nets do. I'm sure Kevin Durant's fantasy point projection on Monday is going to be even lower than it was Saturday, and I'm probably going to bet it again. I don't know what it is with the Celtics, but they've got Kevin Durant's number. They've been able to lock him down in the series. He's been shooting the ball terribly. He didn't shoot the ball that terribly Saturday. He just didn't take a lot of shots. I think he took 12 or 13 shots. Yeah, he shot 6 for 11. So he wasn't even aggressive. He played huge minutes, and that was the reason I liked the prop so much. I thought KD was going to play massive minutes, and he played 45 minutes. So 45 minutes from Kevin Durant. On the season, he's averaged 1.5 fantasy points per minute. And today, he plays 45 minutes and averages 0.7 or 0.8 fantasy points per minute. It was just really unfortunate that KD played, so many minutes and had as bad of a game as he did. But again, the Celtics, I'll be honest, they've just been locking down KD. I don't know what, when Monday comes and that game is on the slate, I don't know if I'll bet KD's fantasy points again. We'll just have to see what the line looks like. But we did miss that one. And then we also missed the over on OG Anunoby's points. And that was kind of, unfortunate because Scotty Barnes was listed as doubtful for that game on Saturday, and then he wound up playing. Yeah, I don't know if that had a massive impact on OG's projection, but I definitely, at 18.5, I would not have bet OG's points if I knew Scotty Barnes was playing. So that was just annoying. And Scotty Barnes, OG, he didn't even have that great of a shooting game. He finished with 10 or 11 points, but he shot really terribly. He shot 3 for 13. So the minutes were still decent. OG only played 31 minutes Saturday when he had been playing 36, 40 the previous games. That was a pick that if I knew Scotty Barnes was playing, I wouldn't have bet OG's points at 18.5. That was just unfortunate, but yeah, went 2-2 on Saturday's plays. Hopefully, guys, we can get a clean sweep today. I feel like we're due for a clean sweep. It's been such a bad week, we got to get some plays right today. And hopefully, today's games stay close. The Bulls and the Bucks are playing again today, and on Friday they killed me. That game going to overtime cost me so much money. But hopefully all the games can stay close today. We get some good games. Hopefully our props can hit. But yeah, before we get started, guys, just hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys are new to Prizepicks, you want to check them out, you can sign up with my promo code Noah. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And you can take a look at the board for Prizepicks for Sunday's games. Take a look at all the props they have available. Make some picks for yourself. Just make sure to use that promo code when you sign up so you get that deposit bonus. But let's talk through the 4 plays that I like for today. We're going to start off in the fantasy points projection category. So got a fantasy point projection that I really like that stands out. And this is another one that's like, the line has come down because the player has not performed up to standards the last 2 games, but this is just too low of a projection. I'm taking over 30 fantasy points for Jonas Valanciunas. I don't care that he's gone under on this in back-to-back games. Had 29 fantasy points in game 2, and then last game had 22 fantasy points. I know his minutes have come down a little bit, and that maybe is a little bit of a concern. Like we have seen the Pelicans close with like Larry Nance at the 5. Larry Nance has been getting a lot of run as kind of the backup 5. And he's been taking some minutes away from J-Val. But J-Val is a really good point-per-minute player. And you can actually look on the season. This year, he's averaged over 44 fantasy points per 36. Now, is J-Val going to play 36 minutes today? Probably not. Obviously not. But he's averaged, per minute, 1.24 fantasy points per minute. So even if J-Val plays like 25, 26 minutes like he has the last 2 games, he can still score over 30 fantasy points in 26 minutes because he averages 1.2 fantasy points per minute on the season. If he plays 30, 32 minutes like he did in the first game in the series, I mean, he can go for 40, 45 fantasy points. He went for 51 in game 1 of this series. So J-Val's a guy that I always like to bet on. He's just a really productive player when he's on the floor. He's always around the rim to grab rebounds. He had that massive rebounding game in game 1. He can get putbacks. He can block shots. He can just do a little bit of everything. He might only play 25, 26 minutes, so I guess there is a little bit of risk with this prop. But I could still see J-Val hitting in 25 minutes, going over 30 fantasy points just with how productive of a point-per-minute player that he is. I think this line is definitely too low, even though his minutes are starting to trend down a little bit. I know a lot of people have been betting J-Val's unders lately, and it's been hitting for them. I like the over 30 fantasy points, though. I think there's just too much upside for this prop to avoid it, because even if J-Val plays 25 minutes, I think he can still hit. If he plays 30, 32 minutes, I mean, I feel like he almost should hit it. He's almost a lock to hit it because he's going to average a fantasy point per minute when he's on the floor. He's a really productive player. Matchup against the Suns may not be ideal, but I think it's just too low of a projection. J-Val's fantasy points, even if you project him for 26 minutes, he should still be projected for like 33, 34 fantasy points. Like this is definitely a line that I think is too low. 3, 4, 5 fantasy points too low. So really like that one. Over 30 fantasy points for Jonas Valanciunas. First pick that I do like for today. And the 2 picks I like are in the PRA category. We got 3 plays coming from 1 game. So, I guess there's a little bit of risk when you are taking, a lot of plays from 1 game, because if that game, turns into a blowout or things go sideways, you're probably going to be screwed. And this did happen on Friday. This Bulls-Bucks game blew out Friday, and a lot of guys went under their props when I was taking the overs. But I like a lot of overs in this game. I think some of these lines are too low. First one I really like. I was on it Friday, and obviously it came up short, but I'm going right back to it. Over 32.5 PRA for Nikola Vucevic. I mean, Vuce should have hit last game. He put up 28 points, rebound, assist in only 30 minutes and did not step on the floor in the fourth quarter because of blowout. If he plays his normal fourth quarter stint, if he plays 8 to 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, I feel pretty confident he's getting, 5, 6, 7 points, rebounds, assists, and going over his projection that day. This line's just too low. I mean, I don't care that it was a blowout last game. He smashed this line in both of the first games of the series in the games that were close. Had 44 points, rebounds, assists in game 1. Had 39 in game 2. And he also played massive minutes in those games. He played 39 minutes in game 1, 36 minutes in game 2. Again, he only played 30 minutes last game, but that was with him getting no run in the fourth quarter. If that game's close last game, Vooch was on pace to play about 36 to 40 minutes, depending on how much he would have played in the fourth quarter. So I really like this line, over 32.5 PRA for Vooch. I mean, his stats, when he gets minutes, his stats have been good this year per 36-wise. Per 36, he's averaging almost 20 points, over 12 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So he's averaging around 36 PRA per 36 this season. His usage so far in the playoffs has been really good, has the second highest usage rate on the team, only behind DeMar DeRozan. So far through these 3 playoff games, DeRozan's had a 30% usage rate, and Vooch is right behind him with a 28.4% usage rate. Vooch is just getting he's getting a lot of opportunity. If you watch these games, the Bulls are just, or the Bucks are just letting Vooch shoot a ton of threes. Like, they're just letting him chuck. I mean, so far in this series, 27, 18, and 17 field goal attempts. He's taken 10, 8, and 9 threes in those 3 games. So he's chucking. He's taking a ton of threes. They're letting him shoot threes. He's obviously been getting a ton of boards. He's always good to get a couple assists as well. Really feel good about this line. As long as the game stays close and Vooch plays 36 to 40 minutes, I feel really confident he's getting over 32.5 PRA. I feel like this line should be like 36.5. It's just it came down because of the blowout last game, but I don't think we should be looking too much into that. I mean, right now this game has a 4.5 point spread. It should stay close. Keyword should, but we'll see. But I think this game should stay close. Vooch should play his full minutes. Really like this prop once again. Going to be right back on it. And then another prop I like, was very surprised to see Bobby Portis start last game in place of Chris Middleton. I thought they were going to go with either Pat Connaughton or Grayson Allen, but they did start Bobby Portis in place of Chris Middleton, and Bobby Portis was great. He played 25 minutes, had 18 points and 16 rebounds, so he crushed all of his props, his points prop, PRA, and his rebound prop. He went over all of those. Had 34 points, rebounds, assists last game. This line at 23.5, I think, is too low if we project Bobby Portis to start once again and play around 30 minutes. He played 25 minutes last game. He did play a few minutes in the fourth quarter, but he didn't get his full fourth quarter run because he got pulled early because of the blowout. Portis was on pace to play about 30 minutes had the game stay close. So I think if Portis does start again today, which is what I'm expecting, we should get about 30 minutes from him. And Bobby Portis is a productive player when he gets minutes. He's a guy that can score and get rebounds. You can look at his stats so far this season with Chris Middleton off the floor. He's played 715 minutes without Middleton on the floor, and he's averaging over 18 points and over 11 rebounds per 36. So he's averaging right around 29, 30 PRA per 36 this year without Middleton, which is obviously way over his line. Now, is he going to play 36 minutes? Probably not, but I think he does play about 30. You can take a look at the usage last game for the Bucks. I think I had it pulled up. Yeah, if you look at the usage last game for the Bucks, he had the second or third highest usage rate on the team. Don't want to count Serge Ibaka because Ibaka played 9 minutes in garbage time. He had the third highest usage rate behind Giannis and Drew. Giannis had a 28% usage rate last game. Drew 26.6%, and Bobby Portis was right behind him, 26.3%. So Portis is going to shoot when he's on the floor. He's going to grab rebounds. I think he's a good bet to get you a double-double. He'll probably chip in with maybe 1 or 2 assists as well. I like his chances of going over 23.5 PRA. I think all of his props are too low today. His points prop looked tasty. His rebound prop I kind of like too. I think for the sake of this video, though, we're just going to take PRA because that kind of combines everything. Portis, he could get like 16 points and maybe only like 7 or 8 rebounds, maybe an assist, but still go over PRA. If I had to take something, if you were scared to take PRA, you could take points. I think that's what I feel better about. Portis did score 18 points last game, but for the sake of this video, we're going to take PRA over 23.5. Really like that for Bobby Portis. Just think that line is too low if he starts once again. I expect him to be productive when he's on the floor. I expect him to play around 30 minutes. And again, he's averaged, over 30, around 30 PRA per 36 this year when he's been, on the floor without Middleton. But those are, 3 props I like. First off, and then we got one more that I'll talk about in that same game, the Bucks Bulls game. Again, playing 3 props all in the same game can be somewhat risky because if the game goes sideways, if it's a blowout, you're probably going to be screwed. But again, at 4.5 point spread, I'm just expecting this game to stay close. If it does, I like a lot of these props to hit. And the last one that I'm on, I was on this on Friday as well. It was one of my Patreon plays. I took the over on Drew Holiday's points. It was 21.5 on Friday. Obviously, he came up short. But it's another scenario where Drew Holiday did not play at all in the fourth quarter. He finished with 16 points last game. He played 30 minutes, though, without getting any fourth quarter run. So far in this series, Drew Holiday's been playing massive minutes. He played 39 in Game 1. He played 38 in Game 2. And then he played 30 last game without playing at all in the fourth quarter. Probably would have played about 38 to 40 had he got his normal fourth quarter stint. You can take a look at the usage this season for Milwaukee. When you take Middleton off the floor, the guy that actually gets the biggest bump in usage, plus 4.9%, is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday sees a big bump in usage without Middleton on the floor this year. He's averaging over 23 points per 36 this year without Middleton, so obviously way over his line for today. And you can look at the usage, like we said, he had the second highest usage on the team, right behind Giannis. Obviously, that's what we would expect. I mean, Drew's usage goes way up without Middleton. He's going to have to be more aggressive offensively. He took 14 shots, which was for only playing 3 quarters, taking 14 shots in 3 quarters was pretty solid. And he had 16 points, like I said. 19.5 points, I think, is too low for Drew. I know he went under last game, but if that game stays close and he plays his full minutes in the fourth quarter, he probably goes over his points prop last game. It was just unfortunate that it was a blowout. I feel like all these lines are too low because they're all factoring in blowout. And I just don't think this game blows out again. It's a 4.5 point spread. If it does blow out again, then I'll just fuck it. I'll just lose once again. But I don't think these lines should go down just because of a blowout last game. I mean, that shouldn't be a massive change. A lot of these guys would have hit. Drew would have hit his points. Vooch probably would have his PRA. I was on DeRozan's assist last game. That probably should have hit too. If you want to take that, you could today. But I really feel good about Drew's points. Over 19.5 is our fourth and final play in this video. Just think Drew's going to have to be more aggressive offensively without Middleton. He was last game. Took 14 shots in only 3 quarters. Had 16 points. Probably would have went over his points prop last game had he played in the fourth. I think a lot of these guys, a lot of these lines are too low if we expect a close game today, which is which is what I'm praying for. If this game fucking blows out, I'll just whatever. It is what it is. But 4.5 point spread, that indicates a close game, and that's what I'm expecting. So that's what I got for today, guys. 4 plays. Jonas Valanciunas over 30 fantasy points, Vooch over 32.5 PRA, Bobby Portis over 23.5 PRA, and then Jrue Holiday over 19.5 points. I guess I can rank these. I don't ever do this, but I can rank these if you guys. So if you guys want to do like a 2-pick with just my favorite 2, I would say my favorite 2 are probably Vooch PRA and Portis PRA. That's probably my top 2, but I think Vooch PRA is definitely my number 1 play the most. That's the one I like the most. Second and third is kind of like, it's really close between Portis and Holiday, but I'll say Vooch PRA number 1, then Portis, then Drew, and then J-Val. That's how I would rank the 4 plays. So if you want to do a 2-pick with just Vooch and Portis, you can. I did already put a 4-pick in. I'll probably make some other entries as well with these plays, mixing them with my Patreon plays. I do give out additional plays over on Patreon. You guys can check those out if you're interested. But that's how I'd rank the 4 plays for today. Again, I'm always putting my own money on these plays every single day, guys. I know we've been losing lately. It's been a lot of bad days, a lot of just kind of mediocre nights, going 2-2, 1-2. Maybe I think we might have had like a 3-1 day this week. I can't remember honestly. But it's not been a great run. I feel like we're going to bounce back at some point, though. Hopefully, again, we get some close games today, no blowouts. All our guys can hit their props. I think all these lines are definitely too low if these guys, play their full minutes. But that's what I'm liking for today, fellas. Appreciate you guys, tuning into this video. As always, make sure you hit that like button down below before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. Check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. You can sign up using my promo code NOAH. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And again, you can tell the 4 picks I gave out in this video. You can make some picks for yourself. You can check out their entire board, see all the props they have available for Sunday's games. Just make sure you sign up with that code NOAH. Get that deposit bonus when you do sign up. But that's all that I got for today, guys. Wish you the best of luck. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you in the next one. Peace.